There is only one vector method in solving for the moment of a force about a point. This is still the exact same problem as in the previous 3 lectures. Solve for the moment of the 500-pound force about point A. If you recall the definition of moment about a point, it is by definition equal to r crossed with F. This is very rigid. It cannot be switched. It is not F crossed with R. It is always by definition r crossed with F. R is a vector, F is a vector, therefore I need to express both of them in terms of ijk. The r vector is always, always, always from the point that you are trying to solve your moment about to any point as long as that point is on the line of action of the force. I choose to go from point A to this point, which is 36 feet in the positive y direction and 12 feet in the negative x direction. Therefore, the r vector is negative 12I hat plus 36j hat plus 0k hat. Cross this with the f vector, which is 500 pounds. Well, we need to express that in terms of ijk. In previous lectures, the x component was positive 300 pounds and the y component was negative 400 pounds. And of course, this is plus 0k hat because this is a 2D problem. Well, the cross product is very rigid. Order matters. The first vector in the operation has to be in the first row. The second vector in the operation has to be in the second row. This cannot be switched. Again, order matters. The first row is then negative 12, 36, 0. The second vector is 300 minus 400, 0. And you perform the cross product. You pivot on I and you cross out everything below I, everything parallel to I. And the 4 remaining numbers will be associated with the I hat. And you cross multiply. 36 times 0 is 0 minus negative 400 times 0, that's 0. In front of the j hat by default there is always a negative sign. And you pivot on j, cross out everything below j, everything parallel to j. And you cross multiply the 4 remaining numbers. Negative 12 times 0, that's 0. Minus 300 times 0 is 0. And finally, you pivot on k and you cross out everything below k and everything parallel to k, and the 4 remaining numbers need to be cross multiplied. Negative 12 times negative 400, that's positive 4,800. Minus 36 times 300 is 10,800. Moment about point A is equal to negative 6,000 k hat, and of course the unit is feet pounds. Well, how does this translate to in terms of clockwise versus counterclockwise? Moment about point A is a vector and the magnitude is equal to 6,000 feet pounds, and the sense of direction depends on this negative sign and it depends on this k hat. The k hat represents the z-axis. According to the coordinate system given, positive x is to the right and positive y is up. So therefore positive z-axis is out of the screen, and when you point your right thumb out of the screen, your 4 fingers will want to curl in this particular direction. This k hat represents the axis of rotation in which your 4 fingers curl about, and this negative represents opposite of the positive convention for moment, and opposite of counterclockwise is of course clockwise. This is exactly the result that we had calculated in the previous 3 lectures.